Hello everyone, my name is Wilson. I'll be taking you for that basics. Okay, that basics. Okay, that is a foundation of learning how to develop flutter projects actually, and actually we're asking ourselves like why does flutter uses that actually before you can start developing flutter apps you need to understand that programming language because that helps you to to, to um to um, to produce apps for web, mobile, and server applications. And that is very similar to C Sharp, C, Java. So if you have learned these languages, you will not actually have problems with that. And if you have not learned these languages, that is straightforward and it's very easy to understand. So that wasting time, we move directly to variables. And actually, we'll not actually waste much time on this that basics because when we're doing our Flutter stuff, that's when we're doing our Flutter apps. We actually like look deeply into the that stuff. So let's start with variables. Okay, variables are like containers that actually store value. So like generally, if you want to define a variable, like you have just start generally. If you want to define a variable, start like give the data type, data type. I give the variable name, variable name, and you pass a specific value. Let's say value. Okay, and the semicolon. And you actually see that that is actually very similar to C for those who have studied C. Very similar. So let's say I want to like define say a string. You can like define it like let's say var pass the name. Let's say var um let's say a certain value. Set it to say 18 and let's say var say my name actually see that flutter and that they use actually use camel casing. So let's say Wilson can actually use double or single quotes. All depends on you. Okay, okay, that's all. O. Let's just use comments. Okay, so looking at comments in a moment. O. Just say or. You can pass. You can say string and capital letter string. Let's say my name. Course um Wilson semicolon um now I already have a problem because we use our my name, so let's actually change the name. Let's just put like say a certain one there so that I should not have actually a problem and say or we can say int value 1. You can set it to still let's say you set it to say 13. Okay, so that this actually two basic ways you can actually like define a variable in that. Okay, okay, let's say okay now if you want to print like something to our console, like want to print say value my name and all the stuff, so we can just say print. I use the print function. It's actually similar to C, so you can just say print value. See and let's run. See print 18. Very similar to C, and you can actually print anything to your console if you want. So now without wasting any time, and also it's also the dynamic type. Let's say dynamic let's say dynamic then let's pass a certain value. Let's say we can pass a certain string. Let's say, okay, let me pass my name to Wilson. Okay, let's say we say value already exists, so we can still put the one. Oh, I just forgot the same mistake over and over. Say three, and um you can see pass. Let's say dynamic. Let's say let's say let's pass a certain, let's say a certain city. Um or let's say city number. I want to pass an integer. Let's say city number, a certain city number. So I have city number um 32 18. Actually, see that it has no errors. That the dynamic is just like you can actually pass either an int or any type. You accept any type. So, and it's not actually advisable to use a dynamic data type because it's actually like you can have issues during runtime compilation. Actually, they're actually good to use these two methods. So this one is not allowed. It's not advisable. You can use it only if it's really necessary, but it's not always allowed to use a dynamic type. Either you go for the var, you go for the we use the string or int stuff. So actually, let's say you want to print something to our screen. Let's write a basic program like to print say hello world. Let's talk more about the print function. And actually, if you look again, you see that here we have something like these errors will have like a warning saying the value local variable my name isn't used. Like, yeah, like you just initialized it, you have not used it. So in order to like cancel this error, this like any of these errors, you can just like print the values. Because you have not used it, now you can like print the values. Like want to really solve this error, this my name stuff. Like it's the same for all, so you can just print just a warning. So if you print you print my name, so that actually the error go away. So it's actually like you have just initialized value and you have not used it. That's why I have this warning. So now like let's talk more about the print function actually. So we have it on variables now. Print function like want to print something to a console, say anything, can just like print addition of two numbers, multiplication of two numbers. Let's say print, let's say like 2 plus 3. See, okay, and let's run it and see what it gives. Run, we see we have 5. So that actually good value. Like let's now see let's say print. I know that this thing cannot occur in real life. You cannot actually like sum two values in real life. It's actually user that is supposed to like enter the values for actually for the computer to sum, but you cannot like sum two values in like it's not a real life application actually. That's what I want to see. So if you like say print now let's look at something again. Like if you like you put so you can print two also as a string, right? Now if you take two like want to like multiply two numbers, put like 2 times let's say 23. Let's run this and see what we have. Um so that it does not actually like multiply the two, but it like because consider that 2 is a string, so it actually prints 2 23 times actually. So if you actually wanted to do the product of the two, then there will be no need for the quote. So just print say 2 hash 3 j. Wow, then that's it. So it actually prints 6. So it's that when like you do like when you put a string and you attach value, actually like it prints that number the number of times that it multiplied. So that's it. And now you can actually write out actually print like now want to let's say print um let's see hello put comma word. Now see that we have an error. Too many positional arguments, too many positional arguments, one expected but two found. Actually, see that the print function can actually take and just an argument, cannot take two arguments. So in order to solve this problem, we can actually like remove these ones. So actually remove these ones and we're good to go. Print hello world and wow, and that's good. Okay. Okay, I'll talk about the var type, the dynamic, and there's another this other type. Now there's this other new type. Let's say the final data type. Let's look at the final data type. That's final actually. Final data type. Okay, final type. Okay. So that type. Let's say you can actually define our variables using a final. Let's say final um my name. So that the compiler actually knows it. It's actually like just get a type for us. Whether to pass whether it's a string or an integer. So we can just pass something like say I pass my name using see okay. It's another way to define a variable. And it's almost similar our final or str pass a certain value or set it to say 18. See, like if you hover over this, you actually see the type. It actually gives the type like that the compiler is sensitive enough. It gives you the type string and yeah, it gives the type int. So the compiler is actually sensitive enough to that this is either a string or an int. Now, what is this final data type? Actually, the final data type is used for like when you set um a variable name to a particular value. If you don't want to change the value later on, use the final data type. And so you can see the final data type is immutable. That is, you cannot actually change its value after initialization. Like so that's actually the difference between the var and the final data type. Like let's say something. Let's say final my name Wilson. Then now let's try to actually set the name back to another. Let's say my name. Set it to let's say a different name. Let's say junior. So it's that while I still have a particular it throws a particular error. The final variable my name can be set only once. So that's actually it. So you cannot set a, a final variable more than one. You cannot set the value more than one. Set it only once. Whereas like now I have this one throws an error. Let's comment it and see with the var type. Um Not an error. Let's use the var. So I have say var. Let's say okay. Oh shit. var. Let's say my name. Use camel casing. My name. Set it to Wilson. Um. Oops, I already used my name, so actually threw an error. So I can just put a certain one there in order to override this error. And now let's like try to change the value of my name. Like let's say my name one. Let's set it to say junior. Junior so that actually you have no error. You can actually change the name, print my name. Okay. Okay, print my name one. So that it has no errors. So that the var type is mutable, while the final type is immutable. That is, you cannot change the value of the final type. More for the var type, you can change the name, can change the let's say the value of the variable name. Yeah, better. Actually, should we say it works and that's good. And we're good to go. Okay, so now let's look at them. So actually, we have been looking at look at the first one. I've been looking at the first part so far. So now let's move now to the data type part. Okay. So let's look at now. That's two data types. Okay. Data types. Okay. Actually, what are data types? Actually, data types are data types actually define the nature of data and the operations which are to be carried, which and the operations which are to be carried on the data. Like it 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 actually defines the nature of data and the operation that can be performed on the data. So that is actually the definition of a data type. So firstly, we're looking at the number data type. Let's start with the numbers. For numbers, okay, let's start with for numbers. Um, okay, for numbers, taking our numbers. Okay, the numbers. The numbers will have actually I will have two data types for numbers. That's the int, int, int. Okay, let's just comment see the int, and the double. So you see that the ints are used for like most often like in the previous versions of 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 um of that, if like if you want to initialize a double, let's say double let's pass a certain value, and you say 18 of 18 pap, that it was no error, because normally a double is supposed to have like a decimal place, like, but this one does not have this due to the like the new versions of that. You can initialize like this. So when it's like you see that there's actually no difference between an int and a double, but their types, like the runtime type, it's actually different. But yeah, but like we are working on them, you cannot actually see the difference. So like let's say you can just set a value, a certain value, say value 2, set it to say 18 still. So that actually works actually the same thing. So actually it's that these are the two types for numbers. So now let's move down to mm, let's look at next type. After, let's look at okay, let's actually write like a basic program to like add two numbers or so. You can just like int add basic two numbers, so you can just set like let's say let's say int a to, as set it equals to 5, and int b equals to 6. You can just like pass a certain variable, certain sum. So you can say int certain c equals a plus b, and actually sum. I can actually now print the sum. Int c, that's it. So that it actually works after a basic program. You print two numbers with no problem. So now let's look at the next type, which is the boolean type. The boolean type. So let's look at the bool. Just get rid of this. Now don't need it. Of the bool. Okay. Okay, boolean types actually return true or false. So that's basically it. Like let's say just actually ask like question, like um let's say it's like, let's say 5, you can just say like is 5 equals to 3, that which is false. That is actually what a boolean does. Is 5, let's say is 6 greater than 8, that is actually false. Let's say is 7 is 7 equal to 7. That's actually true. So that is actually what a bool type does. Like when you assign a variable to be a bool, actually returns true or false. Let's say it's so on, so on and so forth. So that's actually what a bool type does, and that's it. So now let's look at some good practices. Actually, some good practices. Let's say some good practices. Going to help good practices. Just the comments. Okay. So far we have seen we have been using these two forward slashes to for comments. Actually, so these are for single line comments. Like you want to make a single line comment. So far that's what I've been using. So and comments are very good and they help in the readability of our codes. Like if you like write a code, say after like 10 years, you can like when you look at the comments, you actually recall what you were doing there and so on. So that's why it's good to actually we are working actually good to be working with comments. Actually helps in readability. Okay, let's pass a certain string. Let's say okay, let's to look at good practices. Good practices, practice this. Okay, let's say we set a certain string value string. Set is equals to you can use double or single quotes, it doesn't really matter. Even in the print function, you can use double or single quotes. So oh, I forgot to pass the name. What a mess. Let's say value. Okay. Now it's that this type is the type is type here you have a string. So now let's see how we can convert this string to let's say an integer. So as convert this string to an integer, like you can use so you can use set int dot pass int dot pass this pass the value as value. So you can pass value here. After here, let's say you print value. Print value. Value. Okay, what this function does it's what this function does this is for like let's say string string to int conversion and so on. And now let's also convert. Let's say you convert let's also look at how we can convert say an int to a string or a double and so on. Now let's say we have let's say a certain variable. Let's say c equal to say double dot pass. I can just pass a certain string there. So we have string string there. We have say pass a certain double there. A certain double string. So we have 9897. Okay. So it's that this function what this function actually does is that it converts a string to a double. So I have this for string. Let's put the comment string, and we also see that comments don't actually affect running of our codes. Like when you run our codes, the comment don't affect like like when you run the codes when like let's say when the compiler meets the comment, like it skips them. So comments don't really affect when I run the code. So let's say string to double, yeah, into double conversion, so on. Now there's also this other way to like let's say you want to convert from one base to another. Let's say let me see var Since variable, let's say d, and we what do you do is you can say int dot pass, like once convert from um one base to another. Okay, so we'll have say that's our certain variable here. Let's say 13. And you take radix. So this man is in base. Like let's say this man is in base 13, wants to convert to base 6, so I can just pass a certain 6 here. So radix 6. So what does this function does? This function actually converts. Let's put comments so that will help in readability. Convert from base from let's say from 13 to base 6, from 13 to base 6. So let's actually print here and see what we have on console. Print say d pap, and that's it. Let's see you have you have 9, so on. So now let's look at let's look at the next data type actually. So let's look at the next type, which is going to be the strings. Look at for numbers. Look at for numbers. So far we work on variables. Now we're on data types, and for the numbers we look at two data types. Look at the double and the int. Now we're moving to the second data type, which is strings. Okay, and 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 this is actually new for us. Actually seeing strings when we're dealing with the my name stuff. So let's still like look at the string stuff again. Let's say, so this is how we define a string. You say as a string keyword, as a variable name, say my name. It's not new, just saw it 2 minutes ago, and you set it to a certain value. Say let me pass my name Wilson, pass semicolon. That's it. So let's actually define a string. And now there's actually one thing else to look at. Let's look at let's say string concatenation, like how to combine two strings. Like let's say we have how to combine say two strings. So we're looking at say how to come how to combine string, say string 1, string 1 and 2, and string 2. Actually, let's set like whether I have my name, let's say my let's actually make like a let's print yes, let's string concatenation, say print. This how we do is say pass our single code. Say my name is, I'm about to put this man like that is string interpolation. So string interpolation. So pass this assistant guy what is $sign, then we'll pass my name, and that's it. We're ready to go. Let's run this. Let me just clear this stuff here. Actually, you can actually see nothing for now. Let's run it back. You see, actually prints my name is Wilson, and that's how we do it. Like let's set two string. Let's say string string, let's say let's say string 2. Let's call it string 2, 32. Say another name, say junior. Okay. So let's try now to combine these two strings together. It's actually similar to those I've been doing in Python. You can still do um like let's combine the two strings together. So we can have print um same thing do it the other way. Actually print my name, my name, the comma, have so you have a plus. I have actually to this you need to put all of this guy in a this thing in a quote. So I have my name. This is another way in order to do a concatenation of interpolation. So I have my name, can pass comma. Oh, no need. You can use a plus sign. Or yeah. Let's see. We have comma. These are other quotes. This guy here. Let's put it there. Quotes. And pass again. String 2. That's it. So actually need for passing this man. Because actually you need to learn how to read from your errors, so you can just concatenate two strings directly. That's it, and you can run. You're actually going to combine the two names. So that's for the string concatenation. Okay. Now let's look at the enumerated types. So well, let's cancel this type. Look at enumerated types. In short, what enums? That refers to as enums. So well, now enumerated types are actually like they're actually initialized out of the main function. Why? Why are they initialized out of the main function now? That they are initialized out of the main function because it allows them to be accessible throughout the entire dat file, like throughout the entire dat file or multiple files. So let's actually initialize an enum. So we have enum, use the enum keyword. Enum, you can say enum of fruits, passive fruits, and let's say we have apple, you have banana, you have grapes, we have say we have orange. Now so it's how it's fine and enum, and you see we don't have actually have we don't put a semicolon at the end. So now let's try to print okay, now let's say we want to print apple and print a certain link. So it's not enum are actually very important, especially when we're looking at switch cases in flow control. We'll come back to enums. It's actually important in switch statement and so on. So let's say let's print let's print fruit dot apple. Let's see. I see that it actually prints fruits dot. So it's like it prints. This will actually print us the print. Oh, what's happening to this keyboard? Print fruit dot apple. Dot apple. Yeah. So that's actually how an enum works. So run this test. Always actually print us fruit dot apple. So that's it. So now let's look at another thing. This thing let's look up. And again, I was just going to say I actually forgot this thing. In whether types are containers for constant values that can be declared within that can be declared within an enum keyword. Now that is enumerated types are like containers for constant value that can be declared within the enum keyword. So that's it. So now let's actually try to get like an index. Like let's say you want to get the index of these stuff found in the enum stuff. So let's say you want to get the index of apple. So you can just print um yeah print say fruit dot apple dot index. So this is what actually permits us to get the index, so on. So we can do same for banana, grapes, and so on. It actually does the same thing. Let's see, print 0. So it's actually that is actually like an array in C. Start from index 0. So now let's move down to something else. Let's look at still under data types. Let's look at um list. Uh-huh. List or arrays. So lists. Yeah, so that lists are actually like similar to arrays in C for those who have done C. So now to define a list, this actually I define a list in that use the list keyword list and pass the data type. I did a string, dynamic, and so on. I remember I don't actually advisable to use the dynamic, so you can pass string, double, int, and so on. So let's say you pass the data type. I pass the name now, the name of the list. Let's say you have that's the name of list, name of list, and I can now pass certain values. Pass certain pass. So this is how you do it. So this is how you initialize a list. So let's initialize one. So I have let's use let's get rid of this. I don't need it now. Don't need the enums. So let's say I have a list as a type. Let's say list of strings. String. Let's say again fruits. Fruit we use again. Let's use them. Fruits. Assign it to. So we say a list of strings. So we need to use the quote. So we'll say orange from grapes. Let's say grapes, banana, so on. So it's that actually ends with a semicolon. Now let's say let's print fruits. See what we have there. Okay, so we print fruit. That's what we have. So that actually prints out the whole array, the whole list containing the fruit. So let's try to print. Let's say one of them. So let's print and actually I can actually play with things. So let's see something. So if you take fruit dot See, you can actually do many things. You can the length, you can print the length. So you can actually play with these things. Very important. You can do many things with them. You can convert to string, do many things. So it's actually good to play with them. Let's print the length. Uh-huh. Let's print the length. Let's see, print the length. Let's print the length. See what we have. That we have three. So on. And similarly, let's say want to print orange alone. So we just say print um let's say fruit. Let's say index actually starts from zero, say fruit, or pass the index, say zero, and we're good to go. And it prints us orange, so on. So it's actually similar to the variables in this software, like for the numbers, like the double string, and so on. Like you can play with them. You can like let's say var, let's say some value, let's say um let's set it to, let's see, using, oh, let's just use a number here, say 17, so on. So you can play with these things. At least some value. See that you can actually do many things with them. Can check many things. See, look at what they can do. You can do many things with them. So on. See, so on. So this thing you can even get type. So actually go to play with these things to actually help. Like let's say we use a string here. Let's see something I want to see. String the dot data type, yeah. That's good. And so on and so forth. Actually play with these things. Very important. Actually play with them. Like for the case of this fruit again, you can actually check like print um see, let's look at the build data type. So let's just use a bool type here and see like this guy is empty. Let's check if the like the list is empty. Let's see what the prints will console. So this is a bool type, and mostly most types starting with is, so is empty, is odd, is even, those are all bool types. So I have see print this guy, and that's it. See, it's false, so the list is not actually empty, and so on. So now let's look at things we have looked at enum stuff. Okay, let's just see. Let's look at now let's look at this thing what let's talk about. Okay, let's look at no label, no label, and non new label types. Bah. Stop. So now let's say like when we want to initialize variable, we say in uh certain value, and we set it to 0. And we'll print, let's say we print value. Okay, okay, okay. So that is if you print value and we run this, so actually prints a 0. Now what happens if we don't initialize variable, like you just align like this, like say don't initialize and we just run it? See, you have an error. The non-nullable local variable must be assigned to a value. See that, you see that by default in that values variables are non-nullable. So in order to like make them nullable, so you can just like add a certain question mark here for the data type. So just have question mark, so that will give us oh, have I done question mark? Let's see. Oh, I did before. So we just add question mark here, and now you see the error goes like when remove we have an error, we just add question mark. Error go see that in order to solve this non-reliable stuff problem, we just add a question mark in front of the data type. So if you run this now, see it prints null. So now, so this is how you can overdo this. And also know that in like usually set values like to be equals to int value and we print value now. Like in another way, if you also want to like override this error, you can see like can also come down and set your value now. See, set our value to be equal to say 0, and it still solves the problem because we actually initialize the variable. So if you don't initialize, you don't do like this like want it to be nullable, you can actually put a question mark here, and this nullable and non nullable types are very important in Flutter, very important. So now if you run, we have our no. So now let's just try another way. Like we have something like we have string value and we try to like instead initialize here. Let's see if it solves the problem. So that it does not solve the problem. So we have only two ways of it. Either we can come down and initialize the value, or we actually add a question mark there and type, and we're good to go. Now let's look at something else for this stuff. Okay. Okay. Now what happens if like you have a certain we have a nullable. What happens if we say this guy is nullable, and now we're very sure, we are very sure, like say this guy is nullable, and now we're very sure that this guy cannot be null. So now what we can do, like we're very sure that if this guy cannot be null, okay, let's just change this value to nullable so if you better understand what I'm saying. Like nullable, like now we're very sure that this guy cannot be null. So now like how can we like convert it back? So now like you have an int, let's say not nullable, we're sure that this guy cannot be null. So that nullable cannot be null. So what we can do is like we can oppose this guy like using nullable, and we add, and what we can do is we can add certainly an exclamation. So this one will make sure that like when we do like show that this man can't be null, like can never be null. So these are some of the things we see. So okay, let's see. Now let's look at something else different from these stuffs. Let's look at say type operators. Things type operators. Okay. So these things actually help us to know what some things actually represent. Type operators. So I have let's just see them. We have the as. The as, like the as is actually used to convert one type to another. Like let's say to cast one let's say to cast a type to another. For example, you can have say object as string, and also we have the is, and actually, and as I said earlier, it's actually like it's a bool. Try to see whether it's actually true or false. Like true, like this what it does. It can turn true. Can turn true. Like and true is actually count that see true if the object is the object if the object has a certain type, certain type. Example can have if it works. So example can have true if the object is a certain type. Example can have say object is double. So actually see these things, and we can also have say false. Let's say is. See the is, so like opposing the other. So we have is. So this one can false. It can be false if the object, let's just abbreviate, has a certain type. So that's same to the previous one that we just did. Is int. So that's actually it. So now let's look at logical operators. Logical operators. Actually use them in flow control in the next video. Very important. So we can have say looking at logical operators. So we have for the first one we have an exclamation mark, certain expression. So what is the meaning of this expression actually? Toggles. So it toggles true or false, and vice versa. That's actually what it does. Vice versa, and we have an operator. So they just how you can say expression one, and so you presented using two symbols, abscissant symbols. So an expression two logical. So this logical, and that is true if both expressions are true. So this logical and so it's already true if both expressions are true. So and then we have the logical or. So I have expression one or, so use two